Good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to Stata Simplified. We are back with another interesting tutorial in which we will be learning how to import data into Stata. In the first tutorial, we had seen the interface of Stata 19 MP edition. And for the information of the viewers, I'd like to emphasize that Stata 19 MP is the most powerful and capable edition from the makers of Stata as on date. So in today's tutorial, after knowing the interface, the most important thing is how to bring your data into Stata. Then only all work will start. So in today's tutorial, we would like to see how to import data into Stata. So after this tutorial, you should be able to set working directory in Stata, import Excel files of different extensions, import CSV files like comma, semicolon, tab. These are different types of CSV files. Import text files, save data as data format, open saved data files, verify successful data import, handle common import errors, and follow best practices for data management. So this is what we have come with for today's tutorial. Stay tuned with us to know each step so that you start well and finish well. So this is where we will be doing all the work. And as I had emphasized earlier, the importance of having this do file. So I have prepared that do file, keeping in my mind. So the first thing which we will be doing is we will be clearing off everything, whatever we have done so far. So the command for that is clear all and set more off. That I have already done. So first thing which this tutorial will be covering is setting up your working directory. Okay. So what is working directory? We need to know first. So working directory is by doing this, by setting up your working directory, you are indicating to the Stata that it should confine its activities to that particular folder. So we are actually moving the Stata, or we are telling the Stata to look for information in that folder. So we are setting that folder, and we are also telling Stata to save its output in that folder if at all we wanted to, or we want to save the output. So before I set my working directory, I'll first check what is the current directory. That you can do that. That's very easy. So just you need to write the command pwd. So once you do that, you will be able to know what is the working directory that is by default set in your system. Then you can do this step to update, or if you are okay with the current folder, then you did not. So for me, I'd like to set my working directory to this path, to this particular folder. The folder name is tutorial and it is in F drive. So let's see. Let me do that. So what you have to do is, as per our previous learning, you simply need to select. The command for this is ct. Then within inverted, you write the name of the drive, then colon, then backward slash, then the name of the folder, and then end it with the another set of inverted commas. So once you do that, simply you select, and this is the run command, execute selection command. So I'll just execute it. So once I do that, it is set. How I know whether it is set or not? Because I have set colors which will show the successful execution in green color, commands in blue color, and errors in red color. That also I'll make a separate video, separate tutorial how to do that. So why this color coding? Because green, as we all know, it's you go ahead, so you are ready. Red means there is a roadblock. So based on those conventional understanding of how colors are tagged with some action, I have done that. You are free to do whatever you want to do. So that is not a constraint. So now I will verify. So pwd code is for verifying the directory, what your current directory is. So I have set it for F tutorials. Now I will see whether it is actually set or not. So I'm asking Stata to let me know what is my current working directory. So it said your current working directory is F and tutorials. So tutorials folder in the F drive. So I'm all set. So my working directory has been set. So objective 1 for today's tutorial is achieved. Next is, I want to import Excel files, which is the most important thing that we are going to learn today, because we struggle with this. Because the first thing which is important for any software to work is to put the data into it. So assuming that your data is an Excel file, which is most widely used or widely used. So what the command is, so you simply write import Excel, and then you give the name of the folder, name of the file of your data file, and the extension. So my data, it's saved as data, and the extension is xlsx. So import Excel, the name of the data file within inverted commas, and then comma, first row clear. So let me do that and see whether data import from an Excel file is happening or not. So I'll execute. Yes, data has been successfully imported, and it is showing that there are 15 variables and 399 observations in that data. So that means data has been imported. Then suppose I want to see the first 10 rows of the data that has been just imported from an Excel file. So you simply write list in 1 by 10. List in 1 by 10, and then simply execute. See, so the first 10 rows of my data is visible here. So these are the variables, and then these are the rows, country names, year names, and then the values, numerical values. That means the data whatever I intended to import has been imported. So you need to cross verify. This particular command is to cross verify whether the intended file has been imported or not, because what happens when you import the data, there may be multiple sheets that we will just after this we will cover that also. So then you need to know, if suppose you want to describe the data, you want to know some basic information about data. So the command for that is describe. So once I do that, it is giving me variable name, storage type, number of observations information, then number of variables information, display format, value label, and then the variable label. So this is the information that I'll be getting if I use the command describe. Next, summary statistics. So the command for that is summarize. So you just select, execute. So that will give you observations variable wise, then average value, standard deviation, mean is average, right? Then minimum value, maximum value. So this is a summary statistics. In normal research papers, we have a specific section called descriptive statistics, which we try to explain. And then based on that also we decide the nature of transformation, whether it will be log transformation or not. That will come separately when we will be actually doing the models. But for that section, we need this information. Now, so this is how you import an Excel file. So, and then you do some basic checks. But suppose you have multiple sheets in a particular Excel file. The default is three files, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Now suppose your data is in sheet 3. But if you are not telling anything specific to Stata, Stata by default will import sheet 1. Now suppose you want to make it very clear to Stata that I want the data which is in sheet 3 of my data file, then you have to use a command like this. So you say import Excel, then the name of the data file, comma, sheet, then within inverted and within bracket, sheet 1, then comma, no comma, first row clear. So this is how you import a specific sheet in a particular data file if you have multiple sheets. That's a very possible scenario. Now suppose, similarly, suppose you have one sheet, no problem, one file, one Excel file, one sheet, but you want to import only the data which is in a specific cell range. So that is also possible. So the command is import Excel data file name within inverted comma cell range. So you have to provide cell range within bracket, no inverted commas are required here, and then first row clear. So this is how we can import specific cell range in a particular data file or in a particular Excel sheet. Now, the fourth possibility, which is again important, is you want to import your data due to some reason without the first row as variable names. Now, by default, the first row in any Excel sheet contains the variable name. Now, suppose you don't want to import that particular row. So what you do, or the other scenario is your data does not have any header. It's all data. So what you do, you simply write import Excel data.xlsx, the file name within inverted comma clear. So what we are dropping this first row, right? So this will actually, what happens, this will create some generic variable names like A, B, C, D, etc. in the data file. That will actually make your job a lot more easier if you at all want it in that way. So this is how we deal with Excel file. So there are 4 methods I explained to you. First one, you simply you simply import the Excel file. In the second method, you are importing a particular sheet in the data file. In the third method, you are importing specific cell range by following this command. And in method 4 or in scenario 4, you are importing the data without headers, without the real headers. So these are the basic things which we need to be careful or which we need to know when we are actually importing the data. The next thing is how to import CSV files data. Now your data can be in Excel sheet, it can be in a CSV file. So Excel is done. Next is how to import data from CSV files or importing CSV files into Stata framework or Stata interface. So the command for that is now suppose my dataset name is again data.csv. You only change the extension, file name remains the same, so only extension has changed. So the command for that is import delimited within inverted data.csv comma clear. So if I do that, data file is imported, and the data file contains 15 observations, 15 variables, and 399 observations. You want to see the data, browse. The command for that is browse. You want to view the data. So this is how you get it. Suppose you just have to write browse, BROWS. You have to be very careful. Stata is case specific and it takes only the lowercase letters. So browse. So you get all the data. You can simply browse through, scroll down, scroll up. You want to just see the data. All these are possible. You cannot edit here. For that you need to go here. That we will cover separately. You can also describe, which we have already done. Same information comes here. So number of observations, number of variables, and then your variables name, storage type, display format, and then variable label. All these are present here. Now suppose you want a summary, and you want to summarize particular variables, right? So summarize name of the variable, country, year, CO2. My data had so many variables, I have taken only 3 for this particular action. So when I do that, I get mean, number of observations, standard deviation, mean, max for these 3 variables, country, year, and CO2. Country is not a variable in my data. It's actually the root or the unit of all the data that are available in the data set. That's why it is coming as 0. And then you have for year and for CO2, same for year also. But since year is already given there in the form of a name or number, it is capturing. But countries are mainly in the text format, right? So they're in names. So that's why this cannot be calculated. But for year, which are in numbers, this has been calculated. So you can see the minimum year, the earliest year available is 2002, and the earliest is 2022 year data, and the oldest is 2002 data. And then for CO2. So this is how you do it. Now, CSV files, they generally come with comma delimiter. So this is the default format. But sometimes you might face data which has a semicolon delimiter. We call it European format. So how to do that? How to deal with that kind of a data? Now suppose file name is data_semicolon.csv. So you simply write import delimited inverted start data, the name of the file .csv inverted ends, comma delimiter, now bracket start, inverted comma start, then what is the delimiting function? So it is a semicolon. So we have given semicolon, then your inverted commas ends, bracket ends, then you write clear. So let us do that and see. I have selected, executing. See, the same data set has been imported. That means it is successful. Let us verify by seeing the first 5 rows. This is how it looks, right? Now, so this is also done. Next is import CSV with specific functions. So what we do now, suppose you want to tell Stata that row 1 contains a particular variable, right? So what you do, you simply write this command import delimited data.csv, name of the file within inverted comma clear variable names 1. let us see and do. Let us do and see what happens. Now, so after doing that, Stata is telling the row 1 contains variable names. So you are asking Stata with this command that you tell me what is there in row 1. So in reply, after browsing your data, Stata is telling row 1 in your data contains variable names. So with this, we have come to an end on how to import CSV files into Stata. Next on offer, our next agenda, our next objective, learning objective for today is importing text files. So they have an extension called .txt. Let us see how we import text files into Stata. So for that, command is import delimited within inverted name of the file with the extension, comma, delimiter tab clear. Okay, delimiter tab clear. So let us see this and let us do this and see how it works. So data has been imported. So the data contains 15 variables and 399 observations. We'll see the data. So we have described the data. First command was describe. So data has been described. The same data that has been imported earlier also, we have imported once again, albeit from a different file type. And then the first 10 rows, they are the same thing, right? Now we have done the text file extension data importing as well. The very important thing in Stata is to saving file. One of the important things is to saving data file in the Stata using the Stata format. So for that, we have this next learning objective, saving as Stata format and reopening. So for that, the option is, now suppose that my data file is in Excel and the file name is data. So I have to import the data first. Now suppose this is in Excel. So let me import. I have imported. And then you try to save it in Stata format. So for that, command is save within inverted data.dta and replace. Let us see. So file data.dta has been saved. I'll clear, and then I will tell Stata to use that file. So now open this data file. So use data.dta, the name of the Stata file, which I have saved my data now into, and clear. Let us see. See, so file has been imported. A file has been, the data.dta file has been brought into action. Now let us see these basic checks. So describe, same data file, and then summarize, same thing. So this operation has also been successful. Now if you are using a Stata which is 13 or earlier, you can use this option, save old data_compatible.dta, comma, replace version 13. So this is for the older version that we need not be worrying about. Now Stata, as I have mentioned you earlier, Stata gives you functionality to import data from multiple files. So far we have covered Excel, CSV, text, and then Stata file itself. But there are other extensions also, for example, SPSS, SAS, right? So for that, the specific commands has been given. For example, suppose your data file is a SPSS file, that means it comes with an extension .sav. So you simply write this command, import SPSS using file name .sav, clear. Similarly, if your data is a SAS transport file, which comes with the extension .xpt, you write the command, import SAS export 5, file name .xpt within the inverted, clear. And then other extension also as per your requirement. So this is how you import data from different file extensions. So with this, we have completed our tutorial on how to import data from different files. But for this particular tutorial, thank you for being with us. Please like, share, subscribe, give your comments on how to make these tutorials more useful. If you have any question, please leave a comment under the video. Hope you have been enjoying this content. So please like, share and subscribe, as I've already told. And stay tuned for our next tutorial. Thank you very much.